Hello. So today what I wanted us to do was to do some movement explorations where we're going to explore faulty sensory awareness. We also call this faulty sensory appreciation, unreliable sensory appreciation, or even a debauched kinesthesia, okay? So it's all the same thing. Basically what it means is that we associate familiarity with feeling right, okay? We talked about this a little bit last time. And then our senses sort of calibrate accordingly, okay? So if something is within our habitual tendencies, it feels right. And anything that is outside of those habitual tendencies feels wrong. And this wrong feeling really comes from an unreliably calibrated kinesthetic sense, okay? There's a lot of information about why all of this is happening, and I'm going to dig into that this week a little bit. It involves our proprioceptors, top-down processing, bottom-up processing, and really our kinesthetic sense and how we develop. Okay, so what we are going to do is take a piece of paper or a Post-it note or whatever you've got, and we're going to tape it up to the wall. Probably about head height, maybe a little bit higher, because we're going to explore how we are shortening ourselves when we don't realize it. So I'm going to grab some tape, I'm going to put this up, and we're going to do the movement. Okay, so I've put my paper on the wall. I put it a little bit higher than I think I'm going to need it, but that's because I've written on my wall before and I don't really want to do that again. So what we're going to do is make ourselves as tall as we possibly think we can make ourselves, okay? And then we're going to put our back against the wall. We're going to use a marker or a pen or whatever you've got, and we're going to measure that, okay? So I'm going to use this pink one here. I'm going to make myself as tall as I possibly can, making sure that I don't right on my wall here. So as tall as I possibly think I can make myself, and I'm just going to make a mark on the paper to know where that is, okay? So then, now that we've made ourselves as tall as we possibly think we can, we're going to do it again. We're going to have one small adjustment. So we're going to make ourselves as tall as we possibly can, and we're going to put our backs up against the wall, and we're going to draw on the paper. But before we draw on the paper, we're just going to tuck our chin the tiniest bit. Okay, so I have a blue marker, and I will mark that with blue, okay? So make sure I'm behind my paper, tall as I possibly can, and then tuck my chin just the tiniest bit and mark it. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what happened, and then we're going to talk about why. So, my pink line, if you remember, is where I made myself the tallest I possibly could. And my blue line is where I tucked my chin the tiniest bit. So what happens is we all the time are doing things that we think are beneficial to us, right? And we think we're making ourselves the tallest we possibly can. But in actuality, we are doing things that we are not aware of or that are not registering properly in our system. And these things are not beneficial, right? They're going against the sort of the end result that we're going after, right? When we thought of ourselves as tall as we possibly could, we ended up being a little bit shorter than when we tucked our chin the tiniest bit, right? So this means that what we're doing, what we think we're doing, is not always exactly what we're doing. So that's why when we're working with ourselves, we can use outside forces, a mirror, the help of a teacher, reason, all of these sort of things, anything that is not our sensation of feeling right, to judge what we're doing and if it's going to be more helpful for us in the long run.